Good evening! Welcome back to Mind of a Musician. So I dug up a couple more awesome bands from Wichita for this week. So sit back and relax. I'm going to sit here and drink some tea and tell you about these awesome bands. A little bit of housekeeping first. My Spotify playlist of Wichita local bands is going to come out next week. It's delayed 1 week because I'm still trying to get a couple more bands added to the playlist. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to promote the snot out of it, so I can't wait to show you all the awesome bands in Wichita. In this episode, we're going to check out 2 do-it-yourself recordings, bands that recorded themselves. I thought that was kind of cool, and the 2 songs actually make similar use of reverb, so they have a similar sound, which made them a good stylistic pairing to listen to together on the same episode. So first, let's listen to one of the more well-known bands in Wichita, Kill Vargas. I have no idea where the name comes from. I'd like to find out. I hope Vargas has a bodyguard, but this band just released 2 new singles. If you go on Spotify and look up Kill Vargas, you'll see Settled and The Places We Used to Go. Those are their 2 new singles that just came out January 5th. So check those out. We're going to listen to the song Settled today. And I got a little bit of information from the band on what this song is about. So Settled, it's kind of about coping. Different people cope in different ways. I cope with video games. I'll go play Super Mario for an hour and forget about life, give my brain a break, and then go back to trying to figure out how to solve my problems. And sometimes I would cope with guitar. A lot of us cope with songwriting, a lot of us artists. But this song in particular is about a specific type of coping. It's when you go to a party and go a little bit overboard to try to forget what's going on in your life. Try to forget all about your problems. The creative process behind this song was simple. Griffin, the lead singer and lead guitarist, usually comes up with an idea and then he brings it into the rest of the band and he teaches them the parts. Then they start recording demos. So they recorded 2 demos of this song before the final version. And each time that they demo the song, they listen to it, tweak it, refine it, make it better and better. That's a really nice luxury to be able to have. Settled is also the first time the band recorded a song themselves. I think it's really impressive. You should hear the first time I recorded my band. It was terrible. But this song sounds good. Austin and Trent are actually part of a recording studio called 6-7 Productions. So the band has access to a studio. And then they could go in there and not have to pay by the hour, which is sometimes insanely expensive. And let's face it, all of us artists are broke. So it's a really nice luxury to have access to a studio. And they could take their time, do a little bit of experimenting, get the sound they wanted, and they're really happy with how it came out. The band had recorded at other studios before, but sometimes they always felt rushed. And you're kind of on a dollar clock. When you run out of money, you're kind of screwed and you have to stop. So they didn't want to deal with that, and they recorded this themselves. Being rushed when you're recording is no fun at all. I remember when my old band, Project Hero, was recording our first album, and we had won 12 hours of studio recording in a Battle of the Bands contest. So we went to the studio, but the guy who ran the studio, he was kind of in trouble with his wife because he had accidentally booked us to record on his son's birthday. So she was like really mad at him and he was trying to get through the process. And we actually got cut off like a couple hours before we were supposed to be done because he had to go to his son's birthday celebration. So we didn't get to finish what we were working on and we were kind of stressed out about whether or not the song was going to turn out well. The other problem is the expense. There was a studio in Indianapolis called The Pop Machine. And some of the bands that we were playing with when I lived in Indy, they were paying $10,000 to record their studio album. I mean, that's crazy. You see why we're poor, right? We pay $10,000 for an album that hardly anyone listens to. So it was very expensive, and we decided instead of paying that, maybe it's smarter to just buy a bunch of equipment, spend the money on equipment. You do it once, then you've got the equipment, and you can make as many albums as you want. There's a lot of freedom that comes with recording yourself. If you know what you're doing, it can come out really awesome. So I am excited to play these songs for you and see how they hold up. What do you think? Let's listen to the song Settled by Kill Vargas. Just lose another friend. right, that was Settled by Kill Vargas. Check that song out on Spotify, and it's probably available everywhere else in the universe. So, check that out and their other song, The Places We Used to Go. Let me know what you think. I really like the retro tone. Again, the use of reverb here. I think it's a good mix. The second song we're going to check out is Lush by Yutzy. Now, this is a solo song. Scott Yutzy played all of the instruments, recorded this himself too. So he's a one-man band. Lush is a song about the passion and the bliss and the excitement of love and a relationship. When you first meet someone and everything's like rose-colored and you're sort of in denial about the differences that you have and the potential of conflict, it's about that exciting phase where everything is just awesome. Scott said he also wanted the album to have the feeling of summertime. So this song, it's explosive. It may only have one emotion it's trying to convey, but it's hot like summertime. So, let's give this song a listen. This is Lush by Yutzy.
Take it on the lips this time, darling. I hate to close my eyes. Falling for your Soho vibe, honey. A scent of rose and wine. And oh, I guess I could be told that anything goes round here. And oh, I guess it should be known, I feel like you got me, my dear. Your heart beats just like I thought it would, but I'm just as bothered by the way you sound calling out my name, my name. Your soul comes down as I touch your face. We both start to smile. Oh, I am crying out loud. I'm trying to stay cool, but you look so lush now. Simmer in the southern heat, darling. You're like an autumn breeze. Glimmer from your summer sheen, honey. Just tell me what you need. And oh, I guess I could be told that anything goes round here. And oh, I guess it should be known, you got me wrapped around you, my dear. Your heart beats just like I thought it would, but I'm just as bothered by the way you sound calling out my name, my name. Your soul comes down as I touch your face. We both start to smile. Oh, I am crying out loud. Trying to stay cool, but you look so lush now. And you're smiling, it feels like summer. Grab you by the lips as my head goes under. Taste it on my tongue. 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 Your heart beats just like I thought it would, but I'm just as bothered by the way you sound calling out my name, my name. Your soul comes down as I touch your face. We both start to smile. Oh, I am crying out loud. I'm trying to stay cool, but you look so lush.
Alright, what'd you think of Lush? This song is part of a whole album, so I hope you guys will go on Spotify and check out the rest of the songs by Yutzy. So the way he came up with this song, he was playing that guitar scale from the verse. The rest of the song was just kind of born out of that. He doesn't really remember how he came up with the rest of the song, but it was all born out of that one little lead riff, that scale. Now, this is also kind of a song that Scott had a little bit of hard time with. He wasn't happy with it and he kept changing it, and he said he felt like he was being a perfectionist. But then when he finally released the song, it ended up being the most popular song on Spotify from the album. So that kind of gave him peace of mind. People really enjoyed this song, and they told him maybe perfect is subjective. So I hope you enjoyed Lush by Yutzy. I hope you'll look up Kill Vargas and Yutzy on Spotify, on Facebook, follow them. Next week, we'll be back with another episode and the Wichita Spotify Local Bands Playlist, Volume 1. So I'm putting this playlist together, and then every week I'm going to release a podcast that tells the story behind some of the songs on the playlist. So it'll be an ongoing series. And I'm going to promote the snot out of this playlist. I'm going to print little mini flyers and business cards. I'm going to take them to businesses to try to get these bands heard by as many people as possible. I'm also going to pay for some Facebook advertising. And I've been donating plasma, got the scars right here to prove it, to pay for that. So you could say I'm giving my own blood for local music. Actually, technically, they put the blood back in you after they take the plasma out, but that's beside the point. So I really believe in local music. I'm hoping this will help elevate the scene as a whole. And man, if you would like to partner with me or help me out with this, I will give you a stack of business cards or flyers to promote this playlist because these bands deserve to be heard. So I hope you'll tune in next week for another episode. And until then, thanks for listening and we'll see ya.